Geronimo! And the gold medal. Not the red button! Uh-oh. The professor, Hercule Poirot, and I were so busy chatting we forgot about Count von Snootrap for a minute. He saw his chance. Faster than a gazelle, he leapt toward the voltimeter. If I can't use this machine, then no one else will be able to either. He grabbed the controls and pushed the red self-destruct button. No! Not the red button! Shrieked Professor Von Volt. The voltimeter began to hum louder and louder. Bzzz. Then it began to smoke. Then there was a horrible stench of burned wires and metal. Within a few moments, the machine had melted. The professor sank to his knees next to the wreckage. Oh, no! Building this machine was my life's work. He buried his snout in his paws. I wanted to comfort him, but I didn't know what to say. I imagined how I'd feel if all the books I'd ever written were destroyed. I'd be devastated. Fortunately, Professor Paz von Volt recovered quickly. Well, perhaps it's for the best, he said, sighing. Like many of the best inventions, it's proved to be dangerous in the paws of an untrustworthy rat. I can't stand bananas. Once the news of Count von Snootrap's cheating got out, the competitions that he had won were voided. Then the events were repeated the next day, and this time it was the best athletes who won, not the most sneaky. There was a special ceremony to thank Hercule Poirot and me for solving the case. I was a little embarrassed by all the attention, but at the same time, I knew Grandfather would be proud when he heard the news. Hooray for Hercule Poirot! Hooray for Geronimo Stilton! All the athletes cheered. Hercule took a bow. Then he shouted. What did he shout? 3 cheers for all the athletes, especially the ones from Mouse Island. That got a huge cheer from the audience. Let's do it together 3 times. Hip, hip, hooray! You guys say it. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Okay. Hercule sat down again and began chewing on a banana. Would you like a banana, my dear Stilton? You see, this one is special because I cut him off. I just couldn't bear to have this conversation again. No, thank you. Come on, just give it a little taste. You'll see why, Hercule continued. Thank you, but no, I said firmly. Try just a little bite, he insisted. I'm not hungry. But it's a really good banana. Just let me explain. Not only do they upset my stomach, but I also hate them. But it wouldn't be impossible for you not to like this. But it would be impossible for you not to like this banana. If you'll just let me explain, I can't stand the taste of bananas. I shouted. I hate bananas. I despise them. I detest them. I loathe them. I stopped at last, but only because I had run out of words that mean hate. He waved the banana under my nose. But, my dear Stilton, these bananas don't taste like bananas. They taste like cheese. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Hear that? I looked at him suspiciously. Then cautiously, I leaned and smelled the banana. Hercule was absolutely right. It was the tastiest banana I'd ever had. In fact, it was scrumptious. This is not your everyday banana, Stilton, Hercule explained. I soaked them in melted cheese all night. What do you think, my dear Stilton? What does he look? Does he look happy or sad? I sighed with satisfaction. Oh, Hercule, if you hadn't thought up such a remarkable adventure, I'm sure Professor Punbolt would have eventually. Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Geronimo, you're amazing! But the real surprise was still to come. When the Olympics wrapped up, Hercule Poirot and I boarded the first plane back to New Mouse City. Despite what I told Thea and Grandfather, I was sad to leave Athens. It was truly a beautiful city, and one with so much fascinating history. I couldn't wait to come back for a visit. After a bumpy fight, Hercule and I scrambled off the plane together. It was good to be home. Much to our surprise, there was a huge crowd of rodents waiting around at the airport. Geronimo, you're amazing! I turned red as a tomato. Me? I stuttered. The crowd pushed down the barriers. More than 1,000 female rodents rushed towards me. It was terrifying. I scampered away as fast as I could. Run, my dear Stilton, run! Called Hercule. At the moment, my cell phone rang. It was my sister, Thea. Geronimo, your TV broadcasts of the Olympics were stupendous. By the way, you look great on TV. All my friends want to meet you, and what an adventure you had. It's the kind of thing that only happens to you and Hercule Poirot. We're going to stop here, and then we'll read the facts about modern Olympics later.